Well, first of all, thank all of you for being here. We have some really exciting news we'd like to share with you. I am joined by Council Member Lisa Herbold, of course, our Chair of Public Safety, our Seattle Fire Chief Harrell Scoggins, and you're going to hear from Karl Newman from the Washington Survey and Rating Bureau. Thanks for joining us as the CEO of that organization. What we're announcing this morning is that Seattle is the first department in the state to be rated at this level. The top level when compared nationally. This means that the Seattle Fire Department is in the top 1% of fire departments nationwide for keeping us safe from fire. This is a rating system that is a very stringent rating system, and you'll hear from Mr. Karl Newman about what that entails and why we are so proud about this outstanding rating. We'll talk about how we achieved it, what work went into it, and I'm certainly going to give some thanks after or within my brief remarks. Now, there's a few practical benefits that this may result in as well. It could possibly mean that because the Seattle Fire Department offers such outstanding protection from fires, it could even mean that the insurance rates might be able to reflect that safety rating that we have. But quite candidly, probably most importantly, that when we talk about in my administration a standard of excellence, and we talk about One Seattle, we talk about leadership that uses data, that inspires people. This kind of rating sort of exemplifies this kind of class one commitment to service, commitment to excellence. And so we're exceptionally proud of this rating, but the work that went into it. Now, I would think that this outstanding evaluation should leave no doubt that Seattle Fire is pioneering and a nation-leading department committed to a higher standard of safety. And we know that public safety continues to be the theme of the day. Now, while this announcement certainly confirms our approach to fire protection, we want everyone to know that innovation is a part of what occurs. These kinds of ratings just don't happen organically. So it takes creativity, innovation, evaluation, and certainly the hard work. So from Health One to helping administer over 330,000 life-saving vaccines that you saw during the pandemic, it is very clear that our fire department is fully committed to saving lives. And again, I want to thank Chief Scoggins, his leadership team, a special shout out to Local 27 President Kenny Stewart, and every single Seattle firefighter, the staff, the administrative support, the entire department. They deserve, I think, my personal gratitude, which I hope to express every chance that I get, and the gratitude from our city, because they, once again, are exemplifying the kind of commitment to service and commitment to our city that we want to see. When we talk about One Seattle, this sort of exemplifies the point. So right now, I'd like to introduce Councilmember Lisa Herbold, our Chair of Public Safety, and I'm very honored to stand with Councilmember Lisa Herbold here, who will have a few remarks. Councilmember?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor. My remarks will be brief in the Mayor's commitment to excellence. He is also very thorough. But I do really want to join him in thanking the department. This rating confirms what we've known for years, that the Seattle Fire Department is among the most effective fire departments in the nation. Not only has the fire department been granted a protection class 1 rating, again, the first and only such rating for Washington State, but they're in the top 1% of fire districts in the nation. How's that for One Seattle? The Seattle Fire Department's amazing work extends further, potentially saving Seattleites and small businesses money that can go back into our communities. And I want to join Mayor Harrell in thanking and congratulating Chief Scoggins, Local 27, and the entire department. This rating would not have been achievable without all of their hard work, dedication, and service to the people of Seattle. That the fire department has been able to accomplish this amazing feat while serving the city of Seattle during a pandemic, not only with their traditional firefighting efforts, the expansion of Health One, but also standing up testing and vaccine services. This is truly awe-inspiring. The Washington Surveying and Rating Bureau ratings are across several criteria, including water supply, fire department, emergency communications, and fire safety control. So our thanks are also extended to the Finance and Administrative Services for their fleet management and to Seattle Public Utilities for their fire hydrants management. I'd like to invite Chief Scoggins to tell us more about what all of this means.
Thank you. So good morning, everyone. My name is Harrell Scoggins, Fire Chief. Honored to be the Fire Chief of the Seattle Fire Department. And I want to thank our Mayor, Mayor Harrell. Thank you for believing in me. I remember 7 years ago when you gave me an opportunity to step forward and lead this department. And I'm so proud of the men and women of this organization. I also want to thank Councilmember Lisa Herbold and the entire City Council for the support over the years. You know, our team, our department has truly been working hard to accomplish a number of things. And to just give you an idea on what does the Washington Survey and Ratings Bureau actually come in and evaluate. So we all know we need water to put out fires every single day. So they evaluate our water system all over the city, you know, the size of the mains, the hydrants, the inspection frequency. So I want to thank Interim Director Andrew Lee for partnering with the Seattle Fire Department to make sure we met those goals and we met those thresholds. Even this engine behind me right here, all of our ladder trucks, all of our equipment, everything has to be inspected on a frequency. Our pumps, our engines, the maintenance, all of those things. I haven't even gotten to the fire department yet. The testing of our hose, the testing of our ladders, all those things are so important. We're right next door to our dispatch center, which is in the building right next door. Every time a 911 call comes in, we're working to get that call answered in a timely manner, get that call triaged, and get them out the door. So all that's evaluated. And just to give you some perspective, over 186,000 times last year alone, our dispatch center answered those 911 calls. That's really important. Then all of you know we have been experiencing quite a bit of growth in the city. So fire prevention is really important for the built environment for those who live, work, and visit here in Seattle. So our inspections, our engineering, our code enforcement, our our fire investigation, all those come into play. And now we get to the fire department. You know, how are we staffed? Do we have stations in the approximate location so we can have fast and swift response times all over the city with our engines, our ladder trucks? All those things are important. The number of people, when we actually get on scene and now it's actually time to go to work, do we have enough people to accomplish certain tasks? All of those things are evaluated. So, you know, I also have to thank the men and women of the Seattle Fire Department. As it was mentioned, we have over 1,000 men and women in the Seattle Fire Department and another 100 professional staff. All 1,100 have been working hard to make sure that we are meeting the community's needs each and every day. So what does it mean to actually be a Class 1 fire department? Well, one, it lets the community know that your fire department is working really hard to meet its required training, to get on scene in a timely manner. And then when we get on scene, can we actually solve the problem in a timely manner? All those things are really important for us as an organization. Last year, we ran over 94,000 calls for service in the community. And as the mayor mentioned, as Councilmember Herbold mentioned, we were also in the middle of a pandemic doing all of those things. But you need to know your firefighters are well trained, as in alignment with the WAC 296-305, as in alignment with NFPA from the National Fire Protection Association. And we're deploying best practices all over the department to truly make a difference in how we serve. So that's really important for everyone to know. Now, we have partners along the way. Local 27, as the mayor mentioned, with President Kenny Stewart, our president of our firefighters union, and President Tom Walsh, who's the deputy chief in our chiefs union. No one does this alone. We have been partnering through this all the way forward. So thank you to all the men and women of the Seattle Fire Department for working hard in extremely difficult conditions, especially over the last 2 years. You haven't let your foot up off the pedal, and you're truly making a difference. So with that, I'd like to pause, and then I'd like to introduce Karl Newman from WSRB. Karl.
Good morning. WSRB is an independent, nonprofit public service organization serving the state of Washington since 1911. We provide data and information that allows insurance companies to accurately rate the fire portion of the insurance premium and we give consumers confidence that their fire premiums are based on objective data. I met Chief Scoggins 7 years ago at a Seattle Rotary meeting, and after the nice to meet yous, the first thing he said with a confident smile is, "We will earn a Protection Class 1 rating." Today is that day. Today is that day. Great coach Vince Lombardi said that if perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. And that's what the City of Seattle and the Seattle Fire Department have done today. Seattle Fire has earned the Protection Class 1 rating by upgrading the ability to put out fires across the city. The people who live here, work here, and visit here are safer because of the work done by Chief Scoggins and his team, Seattle Public Utilities, the Finance and Administration Department, and the leadership of the City of Seattle. I'd like to also recognize with us today Vice President Robert Harrell, who's head of our Public Protection Department, and Daryl Gurnis, who is a fire protection analyst with our team, along with Eric Cunningham. These team members do fantastic work across the state every day, and they deliver excellence to help fire districts improve their ability to protect their citizens. This is the first and only Protection Class 1 rating in the history of the state of Washington in more than 100 years of our operation. The PC1 rating is a measure of the department's dedication to protecting lives and property in this city, and we are pleased to celebrate this achievement with them. Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you.
Full disclosure, you will be hearing that quote, "If you chase perfection, you will," what, how'd it go?
Catch excellence.
"You will catch excellence in a subsequent speech." Full disclosure, I like that. I also neglected to say that if anyone is out there looking for an outstanding job to be part of this, we're still accepting applications till April 19th for the fire department, looking for that great bench strength. And thus far, we've received over 2,500 applicants, over 40% of whom are people of color. So we are continuing to look at our bench strength and the talent that's out there to add to this excellence that we see on this police department, fire department. Sorry about that. Now, I'll take questions.
Well, just related to what you just said, Chief, if you don't mind, can you talk about your staffing right now? Are you in need of firefighters, and do you benefit from an incentive for firefighters?
So as the mayor just mentioned, we have already received over 2,500 applications, and 40% are people of color right now. I don't think we're in need of a hiring bonus or an incentive like that. On February 2nd, we started a recruit class of 55. We still have 44 in training right now. August, we'll be starting our next recruit class. So I think we're doing okay on the application piece.
Thanks, Chief. Any other questions for the good of the day? I guess I may do a few interviews after. So everybody good? Everybody's happy?
One more question regarding
Karl?
regarding the insurance benefit that I read about with this classification. Can it possibly lower home property, can it possibly lower homeowners insurance?
A Protection Class 1 rating can potentially lower your homeowner's insurance premium. It isn't that way in all cases because each company uses the information we provide differently. But starting July 1, you can contact your agent and ask them what your premium will look like at your renewal. And so the main point that we want to make, of course, is the great achievement for the City of Seattle and the safety and the increased safety that is happening because of the work done by the chief and the city. That's a cause to celebrate, that's for sure.
This is the first time in the state where, no,
First time in over 100 years that any community has earned a PC1 rating.
do you happen to know how many other states even have a PC1?
Yes, many states do. There are 460 some, rounded 465 districts in the United States that have a PC1 rating. That's out of a tremendous number of jurisdictions, thousands and thousands. It puts Seattle Fire in the top 1% of fire districts in the nation.
Over 32,000 fire departments nationally.
Over 32,000 fire departments nationally, 465 of them have a PC1 rating, and Seattle Fire is in the top 1%. And that's certainly something to celebrate and be proud of. A lot of hard work's gone into this, and it's making a difference for the citizens of this community.
So we'll close with the very wise words of Ron Burgundy. This is sort of a big deal. Thank you very much.